Have you ever wondered what happens to a person's soul after they pass away? What do they see, feel, or experience as they transition from life to death? These are questions many of us have pondered, especially when we lose a loved one. It's natural to want to understand the journey our dear ones take once they leave this world. Do they find peace? Are they surrounded by light? Or is there something more waiting for them beyond the veil of life? In this video, we'll explore 9 things that people often report seeing or experiencing at the moment of their death. These experiences come not only from biblical insights but also from testimonies of those who have had near-death experiences, NDEs, people who have crossed the threshold of death and returned to share their stories. We'll delve into how these experiences align with what the Bible says about the afterlife, and how NDE accounts further illuminate the journey of the soul. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 7 offers a powerful perspective on what happens after we pass, and the dust returns to the ground it came from, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. This scripture suggests a return to God, reinforcing the idea that death is not an end, but a transition. And those who have had NDEs often describe moments that seem to mirror this biblical truth, providing us with a glimpse of what lies beyond. As we dive into these profound experiences, I invite you to think about your own journey, and if you've experienced something similar. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us, what do you believe happens after death? Your insights and stories could offer comfort to others who are searching for answers during difficult times. Let's begin by looking at the first thing people see when they pass away. First thing, seeing loved ones who have passed before. At the moment of death, individuals often report having deeply moving experiences where they see the spirits of their loved ones who have passed away before them. These loved ones, who once walked beside them in the physical world, appear to offer comfort, support, and guidance as they pass from life to death. In these moments, the dying person is surrounded by familiar faces, creating an atmosphere of warmth and peace. These encounters provide profound reassurance, dispelling the fear that often accompanies death and replacing it with the comfort of knowing that they are not alone. Rather than a solitary and daunting journey, the transition feels like a peaceful reunion with those who have gone ahead. The spirits of loved ones are described as waiting, often with smiles, extending their arms and hearts to lead the dying person toward a place of serenity. It is said that the sense of isolation is replaced by an overwhelming sense of love, peace, and connection. These moments are far from hallucinations or dreams, they are described as vivid, unmistakable experiences, a beautiful part of the journey between life and the afterlife. It is a comforting reality that souls, when crossing over, are welcomed by familiar faces, be it family, friends, or even pets, who have departed earlier, all ready to guide them through their transition. In addition to the personal comfort this brings, it also speaks to the deeper spiritual truth that death is not an end but a continuation of the soul's journey. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 20 reflects on the inevitability of death, stating, "All go to the same place, all come from dust, and to dust all return." This verse aligns with the comforting vision of the afterlife, where souls are not lost, but are instead reunited with the Creator and their loved ones in a divine realm. The Bible further supports the idea that our spirits return to God, where we are welcomed into the loving embrace of those who have gone before us. This moment is not just a reunion, it is a sacred transition, guided by love that transcends physical death. The Bible teaches that death is a step in a greater divine journey. This reunion with loved ones, then, serves as a reaffirmation that death is part of God's plan for us, allowing us to feel the deep connection of love even as we pass through the final threshold. For those passing away, seeing loved ones brings comfort and a sense of purpose, as it is not just a symbolic or emotional experience, but an actual encounter with those who offer guidance and support in this important moment. Their presence eases the transition and replaces any fear with a profound peace that transcends the earthly realm. Reflecting on this, it becomes clear that these moments of reunion offer an eternal reminder: love is the ultimate force that binds us together. As the person crosses over, they are not just leaving their earthly body behind, but are returning to a place of love, peace, and divine guidance. Death, then, is not an end but a return to the divine presence, a reunion with those who have already passed, and a continuation of the spiritual journey that never truly ends. As the soul moves toward the light of the afterlife, it is accompanied by those loved ones who help guide the way, ensuring that the soul is not alone, but rather surrounded by love in its final transition. Second thing, detachment from material possessions. As a person nears death, a profound realization often occurs: the material possessions that once seemed so important begin to lose all value. At the moment when life begins to slip away, the individual experiences a shift in perception, as the things that once defined their identity, such as wealth, status, possessions, and achievements, become irrelevant. This realization is not born of regret, but of clarity. In the face of the inevitable, the soul begins to understand that these material things are mere distractions, incapable of following them beyond death. In the process of dying, the person often becomes aware that they will not be able to take any of their worldly possessions with them. This awareness brings an overwhelming sense of liberation. The house, the car, the money, and the accolades accumulated over a lifetime all fade into the background as the soul prepares to leave the physical world behind. As they approach the threshold between life and death, the weight of material concerns seems to dissolve, and what truly matters comes into sharper focus: the spirit, the love shared with others, and the relationships formed. The Bible offers a powerful reminder of this truth in 1 Timothy 6 verse 7, which states, "For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it." This verse encapsulates the transient nature of material wealth and possessions. At the moment of death, the soul recognizes that the things accumulated during life are temporary, while the true essence of who we are, our spiritual journey, the love we give, and the relationships we cultivate, transcends the physical world. What we leave behind is not the wealth we've earned, but the impact we've made on the lives of others. In death, the soul is free from the weight of material attachments, unburdened by the demands of earthly concerns. This detachment is not a loss but a form of liberation. The soul is allowed to ascend to the spiritual realm without the chains of the physical world holding it down. As the dying person sheds the ties to their material possessions, they are free to embrace their true, eternal self. This experience serves as a reminder to those still living: we are only stewards of what we own during our time on earth, and none of it truly belongs to us. The fleeting nature of wealth and possessions is made evident in the face of death, urging us to focus on what truly lasts: our relationship with God, our love for others, and our spiritual growth. Death, then, becomes a powerful teacher, reminding us to live with a heart unburdened by materialism, knowing that the only wealth we can take with us is the love and good we've shared along the way. Third thing, seeing their own body from above. One of the most profound and awe-inspiring experiences reported by individuals who have had near-death experiences, NDEs, is the sensation of observing their own body from above. As the physical body begins to cease functioning and life slips away, many individuals recount witnessing their own lifeless body from a vantage point above it, watching the reactions of their loved ones, medical personnel, and anyone else present in the room. In this extraordinary moment, the soul seems to rise, detached from the body, and becomes a witness to the earthly scene unfolding below. People who report this experience often describe it as being incredibly vivid, where they see everything in the room with remarkable clarity and without feeling any sense of panic or fear. There is an overwhelming sense of peace and detachment, as though the soul has already started its transition and is no longer concerned with the physical world. The deceased is able to observe their body, motionless, still, and the people who are gathered around them, trying to bring them back, mourning or offering last words of love. The soul's ability to watch the events from above provides a new, serene perspective, far removed from the pain and physical limitations that had once defined their existence. In this state, the person is not only detached from their physical body, but they also experience a heightened sense of awareness. They hear sounds, see people, and feel emotions, yet they no longer identify with their physical form. The body becomes something foreign, a vessel that has served its purpose, while the soul is now free, unbound by the limitations of the material world. They witness the mourning of loved ones and the frantic efforts of medical personnel, but they feel no fear, only peace, as they come to understand that they are no longer their body. The Bible provides insight into this phenomenon in 2 Corinthians 5 verse 8, "We are confident, I say, and would prefer to be away from the body and at home with the Lord." This passage reflects the comfort that comes when the spirit leaves the earthly body and is free to return to its true home with God. The separation of the body and the spirit at death is not seen as a loss, but as a return to a higher state of existence. The deceased is now, in a sense, at home with God, experiencing peace and liberation from the burdens of the earthly realm. In this powerful moment of detachment, the soul comprehends that the body, though cherished in life, is merely a temporary vessel for the soul's journey. There is no fear or confusion, only understanding that life goes on beyond the physical world. The clarity that the spirit feels is profound and calming, and it offers an assurance that death is not an end, but a transition. This understanding allows the soul to move forward, not as a body bound by flesh and bone, but as a pure, eternal being prepared to enter a new phase of existence. The experience of seeing one's own body from above can be deeply comforting for those left behind. It serves as a reminder that our loved ones are not truly gone, they are simply experiencing a different, spiritual reality. Their essence lives on, transcending the physical limits of their earthly existence. In witnessing this separation from the body, we are reminded of the transitory nature of life and the eternal nature of the soul. This moment is a profound reminder that the spirit, which exists beyond the material world, continues its journey, unburdened by the limitations of the body. Fourth thing, visiting the dreams of the living to say goodbye. One of the most deeply moving aspects of near-death experiences, NDEs, is the reports of deceased loved ones visiting the dreams of the living. In many instances, individuals who have passed away return in dreams to offer a final farewell, deliver comfort, or provide a sense of closure for those left behind. These visits are often vivid, clear, and deeply meaningful, leaving the dreamer with an unmistakable sense of peace, love, and connection that transcends the boundaries of life and death. When loved ones pass, it's natural for those who remain to seek answers, comfort, and reassurance. Many find solace in dreams where the deceased appear, often unexpectedly, and at just the right moment when their grief feels most overwhelming. These dreams are not ordinary, they feel incredibly real, almost as if the deceased loved one has come back to deliver a message. Some people report receiving words of comfort, reassurance, or simply a presence that gives them peace, making it clear that their loved one is okay and at peace. The experience is so profound that it feels more like a visitation than a mere dream. The Bible offers a fascinating parallel in Matthew 27 verses 52 to 53, which describes the resurrection of the saints after Jesus' death. The tombs broke open, and the bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared to many people. Just as the dead rose and appeared to the living, the dreams of the living can become a sacred space where departed souls appear, offering comfort and guidance. These visits often come when the mourner is at a loss for closure, struggling to process the loss of a loved one. The encounter in the dream might be brief, but it carries profound significance. It brings comfort, allowing the living to feel their loved one's continued presence and love. Sometimes, these visits serve as a reminder that death is not an end, but a transition, one that does not sever the connection between souls. In a deeply spiritual sense, these dreams offer a continuation of the relationship, even beyond death. Reflection upon these dream visits can be deeply healing. For those who experience them, there is often a sense of profound peace and closure. The deceased have returned in a way that transcends death, leaving a message or simply offering reassurance that they are not gone forever. The deceased do not just return in dreams to comfort their loved ones, their visit often provides answers to lingering questions or unresolved emotions, enabling the living to find peace and release from grief. These visits carry deep meaning, often bringing comfort and closure to those left behind. They are a powerful reminder that the bonds of love, though physical separation may occur, are not easily broken. Our loved ones may no longer walk among us in physical form, but their spirits live on in the memories, dreams, and connections they've left behind. When loved ones visit our dreams, they offer us not only peace but a deeper understanding that death is not the final chapter. Fifth thing, viewing their life as a movie. Many individuals who have had near-death experiences report a deeply transformative moment when they witness their entire life unfold before them, as if it were a movie. In this powerful experience, people observe not only the major milestones of their lives but also the smaller, more intimate moments that shape their existence. They relive moments of joy, love, and achievement, as well as moments of regret, guilt, and missed opportunities. It is as if their entire life is laid out before them, offering them an opportunity to see their journey from a new and profound perspective. This experience is often described as both overwhelming and enlightening. It offers a deep sense of clarity, as individuals come to understand the true significance of their actions, decisions, and relationships. They may witness the ripple effect of their choices, seeing how their actions affected others, for better or worse. In many cases, individuals experience a deep sense of compassion for themselves, understanding their flaws and mistakes, but also recognizing their growth and the positive impact they had on those around them. The Bible speaks of this moment of clarity in 1 Corinthians 3 verse 13, "His work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light." At the moment of death, everything hidden will be revealed. This moment of life review is not a judgment, but an opportunity for profound self-awareness and understanding. It is a chance to see one's life through the lens of divine wisdom, to recognize the moments when love, kindness, and compassion were expressed, as well as the times when selfishness, anger, or regret took hold. This life review serves as a reflection on the person's spiritual journey. The good times, the challenges, the decisions that shaped their character, and the relationships they cultivated are all brought to the forefront. They see themselves not as they thought they were, but as they truly were, both their strengths and weaknesses, their light and dark moments. This introspective review brings clarity to their purpose, helping them understand what truly mattered in their life and what was truly important. While some may experience sadness or regret as they witness moments where they fell short, many report feeling a deep sense of peace and acceptance. The mistakes are viewed with a sense of understanding, as part of the natural process of growth. It is through this deep reflection that they can accept themselves fully, knowing they did the best they could with the knowledge and resources they had at the time. This process brings closure and allows them to move forward with peace in their heart, knowing their life's journey, though imperfect, had great value. Sixth thing, encountering a bright light. For many individuals who have had near-death experiences, one of the most powerful and consistent elements is the encounter with a bright, overwhelming light. This light is not ordinary. It is described as radiant, warm, and filled with love and peace. It is often perceived as a divine presence, and the soul feels drawn to it, as though the light itself is pulling them toward a place of eternal rest and peace. The light is not just a visual phenomenon but a spiritual experience that fills the person with a sense of profound comfort and serenity. This light represents God's presence, and for those who have experienced it, it serves as a sign of divine guidance and reassurance. In John 1 verse 5, the Bible says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." This verse speaks of the victory of light over darkness, a powerful metaphor for God's divine presence triumphing over death and sin. The light represents purity, truth, and eternal life, guiding the soul toward the Creator. As individuals move closer to the light, they often report feeling an immense sense of peace and calm. The worries, struggles, and pains of life fade away, and they are enveloped by a warmth and tranquility that is beyond anything they have experienced on earth. There is no fear in this light, only a deep, overwhelming comfort, as if they are being welcomed into the embrace of something far greater than themselves. It is a moment of profound peace, where all burdens are lifted, and the soul is free to move toward eternity. This light is often described as indescribably beautiful, radiant with a warmth that transcends physical sensations. It is seen as the ultimate representation of God's love and glory. For those who have experienced near death, this light is often interpreted as the presence of God, guiding them toward heaven, where they will find rest and eternal peace. For those nearing death, this light is seen as the beginning of their eternal journey, where their soul will find its home in the presence of the divine. In the Christian faith, light is a powerful symbol of God's holiness and glory. Jesus himself described himself as the light of the world in John 8 verse 12, saying, "Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." This promise of light at the moment of death serves as a fulfillment of God's eternal promise to his followers, assuring them that the end of life on earth is not the end, but a transition into eternal light, peace, and life with God. The experience of encountering the light at the moment of death is a transformative and comforting one. It is a moment where the soul feels complete, knowing that it is about to be reunited with its Creator. For those who have reached the threshold of death, the light serves as a guide, leading them out of the darkness of the earthly world and into the warmth and safety of God's eternal love. Seventh thing, discovering the purpose of their life. Upon crossing over, many individuals who have experienced near death or the moment of death itself come to understand the profound purpose behind their life. As they transcend to the next realm, they gain a unique clarity, seeing how each event, joy, sorrow, challenge, and triumph was all part of a larger, divine plan. This moment of revelation offers a deep sense of fulfillment, as they realize that their life was not a series of random occurrences but rather a purposeful journey guided by God's hand. The Bible speaks of God's purpose for each of us in Romans 8 verse 28, stating, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." This verse underscores the belief that every event in our lives, whether good or bad, serves a greater purpose. For those nearing the end of their lives, this realization can bring immense peace. All the struggles, the highs, and the lows that may have seemed confusing or meaningless in the moment are now revealed as essential pieces of a greater design, contributing to the fulfillment of God's will. As individuals witness their life from this higher perspective, they may see how their actions, whether small or grand, had an impact. They may come to understand how their choices helped shape the lives of others or how their challenges were opportunities for growth and spiritual development. This understanding of purpose is often described as a profound moment of peace. It is as though the puzzle pieces of their life finally come together, revealing the intricate and purposeful design behind everything they went through. In this realization, the person finds peace and reassurance in knowing that their journey was meaningful. They understand that the trials and hardships they faced were not in vain but were opportunities to evolve spiritually. They see how their life was woven into the larger fabric of God's divine plan, and they come to realize that their existence had purpose beyond what they could have understood while living. This divine revelation brings closure, as the individual now comprehends the full picture of their life's meaning. It offers a sense of completeness, knowing that they contributed to the greater good, fulfilling their unique role in the unfolding of God's plan. The Bible assures us that God is always working for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. In this moment, the soul recognizes that their life was a part of that good, and they can enter the next realm with peace, knowing that they played their part in the divine story. This discovery of purpose is not only fulfilling but also reassuring. It removes any lingering doubts or regrets, as the individual now knows that every experience, every joy, every hardship, was a vital part of their spiritual journey. The person is now at peace, fully understanding that their life was part of a greater divine narrative, and this understanding brings a profound sense of fulfillment as they move forward into eternity. Eighth thing, seeing the beyond. As individuals transition from life to the afterlife, many report experiencing a profound vision of the beyond, a realm that radiates peace, serenity, and indescribable beauty. This spiritual transition is often marked by the individual's perception of a paradisiacal place, one that is filled with divine light, tranquility, and harmony. Those who have experienced this vision speak of walking through a lush landscape, surrounded by gentle, radiant light and a sense of overwhelming peace. The environment is unlike anything experienced on Earth, with vibrant colors and textures that seem to surpass earthly beauty. This realm is often described as a place where pain, suffering, and sorrow are no more, replaced by an eternal sense of rest and fulfillment. In some reports, individuals encounter what they describe as the New Jerusalem, the holy city mentioned in the Bible. This grand and awe-inspiring city is described as coming down from heaven, beautifully adorned and prepared for the righteous. In Revelation 21 verses 2-3, it is written, "I saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband." This description evokes the image of a city where divine peace reigns, and every part of it exudes purity, joy, and light. The city is not just a physical location but a symbolic representation of the eternal connection between God and His people, a place of divine union and heavenly perfection. For those who have experienced this vision, it is often described as more vivid and real than earthly existence itself. The colors are brighter, the air is purer, and the love felt in this realm is deeper and more encompassing than anything known on earth. Many describe feeling a sense of profound belonging, as if they are finally at home in the place they were always meant to be. This place is filled with the presence of God, where all things are made perfect, and the worries, anxieties, and burdens of life are no longer present. Instead, individuals are filled with an overwhelming sense of peace, acceptance, and love, a love that never fades. The beauty of this realm is not limited to its physical features but is intertwined with the spiritual joy that fills every moment. Those who enter this space are enveloped by the loving presence of God, surrounded by angels and loved ones who have passed before them, all of whom rejoice in the arrival of the soul into the divine realm. The peace found here is complete, a peace that surpasses all understanding, and it offers a sense of total security and comfort. For those experiencing this vision, it is a beautiful reminder that life on earth, though significant, is only a brief part of a much greater journey. This vision of the beyond offers profound reassurance. It serves as a reminder that death is not an end but a transformation, a passage from one state of existence to another, where the soul is reunited with its divine origin. It offers a glimpse into the eternal life that awaits those who have walked in faith and love. The experience of the New Jerusalem, or any other paradisiacal vision, provides a deep understanding that all the trials and struggles of life are temporary and that a perfect, eternal peace awaits in the presence of God. The beauty of the afterlife and the peaceful assurance it provides can deeply comfort those left behind. The vision of loved ones who have passed away and the beauty of this divine realm assure us that our loved ones are not lost but are instead in a place where they experience eternal joy and peace. These visions can bring comfort and peace to those grieving, knowing that death is not a final separation but a temporary parting until the day of reunion. This revelation of the beyond also strengthens our understanding of the meaning of life. As we witness the spiritual realm, we come to understand that our time on earth is a preparation for this eternal existence, and every moment of life has significance. Our struggles, joys, and love are all part of a divine plan, leading us toward this final destination of peace and eternal connection with God. It is in this light that we learn to live with a sense of purpose, love, and faith, knowing that every step we take brings us closer to the eternal peace of the divine realm. In the end, the vision of the beyond reassures us that there is no death, only transformation. It is a reminder that life is not defined by the material but by the love we give, the relationships we nurture, and the spiritual connection we build with God. The New Jerusalem, or whatever vision of paradise one encounters, is a beautiful promise of the eternal peace that awaits, and it is a message of hope, comfort, and peace for all those who walk in faith. Ninth thing, recognizing God. As individuals reach the final stages of their earthly journey and transition into the afterlife, many describe an overwhelming and profound encounter with God Himself. This encounter is unlike anything they could have ever anticipated or understood during their earthly existence. In these final moments, the soul recognizes the truth of their life and existence in a way that is utterly transformative, as they come face to face with the Creator of all things. The presence of God, as reported by those who have had near-death experiences or reached the threshold of the afterlife, is described as a pure, radiant light that engulfs the soul with an overwhelming sense of peace, love, and belonging. It's as if all the questions and uncertainties of life are answered in an instant. The soul is filled with a profound understanding that their life was not random or insignificant, but that every moment, every joy, and every struggle was part of God's divine plan. It is a revelation that brings peace and deep fulfillment, knowing that they were always held within God's love and purpose. In John 14 verse 6, Jesus says, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." This passage speaks directly to the central truth of the afterlife experience. Coming face to face with God is only possible through the relationship with Jesus Christ. For those who have followed his teachings and lived a life aligned with God's will, the encounter with God is filled with joy, acceptance, and eternal connection. The soul finds peace in knowing that their journey was guided by a divine force, and their life, no matter the trials, was always part of God's greater purpose. This moment of recognition is often described as a reunion with the Creator, where the soul is fully aware of its place in God's eternal plan. No longer is there a sense of separation or doubt. Instead, there is an overwhelming realization that every experience, every lesson learned, and every hardship faced was all leading to this divine meeting. It is a deeply personal experience, where the soul feels complete and at rest in the presence of its Maker. The reflection on one's life at this moment is filled with gratitude, peace, and joy, knowing that everything, including the struggles and challenges, was part of the divine design. It is a peaceful acknowledgement that God's love was always present, guiding, protecting, and nurturing the soul through every stage of existence. The soul is now at peace, fully reconciled with God, and united with Him in a way that transcends anything they could have understood while on earth. For many, this recognition of God brings a sense of fulfillment that cannot be described in human terms. It's not just a realization of God's existence but an intimate connection with Him that brings absolute peace. The soul understands that they have finally arrived home, where they belong, in the presence of the Creator, experiencing eternal love and acceptance. This encounter with God is the ultimate fulfillment of the soul's journey. It is not just a final goodbye to life, but a new beginning, a continuation of the soul's existence in perfect harmony with God. It is the culmination of all the struggles and joys experienced on earth, where the soul finally understands its true purpose in the grand tapestry of God's plan. The peace and joy that accompany this realization are beyond measure, as the soul is reunited with its divine origin, never to be separated again. In this moment, the soul's purpose is fully realized, and the eternal connection with God is established. It is a moment of complete peace, fulfillment, and joy that will last for eternity. For those who encounter God in this way, it is a reminder that life on earth, no matter how challenging, is just a preparation for this moment of ultimate peace and eternal communion with the divine. The 9 experiences shared in this video, from seeing loved ones who have passed before, feeling detached from material possessions, observing one's life unfold like a movie, encountering bright light, discovering the purpose of life, to meeting God, provide profound insight into the spiritual journey that follows death. These moments reveal the soul's transition from earthly life to eternity, offering comfort and clarity in understanding the afterlife. If you've recently lost a loved one, know that love never dies. It simply transforms, transcending death and continuing in a place of eternal peace. Your loved ones are embraced by divine presence, surrounded by warmth and light, awaiting a reunion that is beyond our understanding. Take solace in the thought that they are at rest in the presence of God. We would love to hear your thoughts and experiences. How has the loss of a loved one affected you, and what do you believe happens after death? Share your story in the comments below. Your reflection could offer comfort and support to others who are grieving and seeking peace in their own journey. Let's share and uplift each other in this space.